Hi. 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 Hi.
Hi guys,
You see me in my class.
I'm Julietta.
I'm Lily, or Younglin, or whatever you know me as. And today we're gonna be talking about social influence on conformity.
We did two experiments. We did the word pronunciation experiment, and we also did staring at nothing experiment.
So, normative social influence. Basically, you are conforming to what other people are doing because you don't want to get rejected by that certain group, or you are just afraid of looking like a fool. And for our experiment, we had a group of confederates saying uncommon word pronunciations to see if the only subject would conform to the very uncommon pronunciation like canal instead of canal. Let's get some operational definitions going. For our word pronunciation experiment, our independent variable is having a group of confederates saying an uncommon word pronunciation, while the dependent variable is the amount of times that a subject shows distress, confusion, or actually conforming to saying the uncommon pronunciation. And as for random sampling technique, of course we were just going to Stonestown, finding a place, and then we just had our group of confederates stand outside just to start doing our stuff. And as for random assignment, we didn't really have that because we actually chose our confederates. And same thing with the word pronunciation experiment, we also had our confederates beforehand, and we basically just went into the Lowell library and we picked some people, some subjects out, and we had them do the experiments right outside.
This experiment was a single blind procedure, meaning that only the people who are testing it knew what was going on, and the experimentee had no clue what was going on.
So to get our subjects in the mood, of course we started with two words that we said correctly, lighter and cradle.
Adult.
Adult. Adult.
Adult. Adult.
Adult.
Adult. Adult. Adult.
Adult.
Adult.
Tomato. Tomato.
Tomato.
Tomato. Tomato. Tomato. Tomato. Uranus.
Uranus. Uranus.
Uranus.
Uranus.
Uranus. Uranus.
Fragile.
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 Fragile. Fragile.
Fragile.
Fragile.
Homage.
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 Homage. Homage. Homage. Homage. Homage.
Homage. Homage.
Homage.
Canal. Canal.
Canal.
Canal.
Canal.
Canal.
Canal.
Canal.
What? What? Okay,
Wait a minute.
fragile.
Wait a minute.
We found out that people, for the word experiment, people would conform if they did not know the word that well, or if there was not even a lot of people with them. Because the more people we had, the more they felt like they didn't need to conform, which was odd because that's not what the Sullivan-Ash experiment showed. For the word homage, right, but we said it homage, which is the uncommon way. We found that every single experimentee conformed with a 100% success rate. Tomato was one of the lesser words that got conformed because it's kind of obvious when you say tomato, 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 and then tomato, you know? For ethical considerations, we told our other experimentees beforehand their permission to record them through video, and afterwards we debriefed that everybody, including the Confederates, knew what was going on except them. Okay, so the whole experiment is that they all know that it's an experiment, and you're the only one who's not in on it. They were all saying, so they were supposed to say they're wrong, so you're gonna follow them. So you're going on. What? Know that this is an experiment. You're the only one who doesn't know it.
I actually do say adult.
Well, the first one I realized what you were doing, I was like, why did everyone say canal? Like, that's canal, isn't it?
Okay, informational social influence. If you don't know what that is by now, I don't know what you've been doing, because that's exactly what it sounds like. You're looking at a group of people to get information on what you're supposed to be doing in certain situations, certain place, certain time. For our next experiment, basically we are looking up at the sky at absolutely nothing, and we're trying to see if other people will look to us to see if that's what they're supposed to do. Okay, so independent variables for staring at the sky. So the independent variable is having a group of Confederates staring at nothing to see if people conform, which makes dependent variable the amount of people that actually looked up and conformed to what we were doing.
Want to get something to drink?
Wow, everybody getting paid. This is a wild
Hey, we out here, you know what I'm saying?
Whoa!
As you saw, we actually did have many people conform to what we wanted them to do, which is to look up at the sky. Even though we didn't have exact results that we wanted, which is them joining us to try to get other people to conform. But that's okay because it was actually successful. Alright guys, so we have our evaluation of this whole experimental process. And basically, our confounding variables include, even though we called it random sampling, when we did the word pronunciation, we actually went into the library and we sort of tried to find people that looked like scared little freshmen and then have them in our experiment to have them try to conform. And then of course, all you see in the video is not just all that went down, because you'll always have a experimenter bias, which is trying to present data that only seem correct. Even though a lot of people did conformed, that's only one side of it. Another side is that a lot of people also did not conform. So, and then especially the mall video was way too long, and of course we just showed footage that showed the gist of what happened that day. Although this doesn't really change the validity of this experiment because it actually did test what it was supposed to, that normative and informational social influence does lead to conformity. But every social experiment, of course, it shows a little gray space with reliability, because in different situations that you're testing will have different data. So, you know, if we did our experiment with the looking at the sky at school would be different from when we did it at the mall.
So that was our experiment. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe us,
And give us
follow
a
our
5.
Twitters. Give us a 5. Thank
Yes.
you. Bye.
Okay. Just kidding, guys. What we were actually trying to test here was inattentional blindness. And basically what that is we were trying to see if you noticed that my bandana changed throughout this whole video in every transition that we had.
Here. Oh, thank you. I think I figured it out. Okay, so it's like she would start by saying like for example, adult. If she said adult, you gotta say adult. When she said adult, you gotta say adult. Oh, the conspiracy. I knew it.
Are you trying to get through?
No. We're supposed to be.
Someone responded. Why are you such a whore? You be more interested. 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, put some emotion in it. You too. Yes. You're seeing something that you've never seen before. Exactly. That's the spirit. Like, instead of getting a yearbook replaces the sign, like, we know that there are certain people that just don't have friends, so it's already got, being considerate, you know? It's already got personalized messages on there, you know, addressed to, like, multiple people as well. Don't look at me! Oh my god! Unintentional blindness? Blindness! Unintentional? Is it inattention?